Alright, this is Roger with igadgetgeek, and I have another phone review. This time it is the AT&T Motorola Atrix HD. It is one of their 4G LTE devices, and it is an Android-powered phone running Ice Cream Sandwich. Now it does have a Kevlar backing. It has a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz processor with up to 8 gigabytes of internal storage. You also have a slot for a micro SD card for an additional 32 gigabytes of storage. Now I've already taken this out and used it for a few days. This really isn't an unboxing. I just wanted to show you what all it does come with. Of course, you get your charging brick, your USB to micro USB sync and charge cable, some quick start guide, warranty information, and a few things about some really good entertaining apps. Let's go ahead and set all that to the side and dive right into the phone. Alright, I went ahead and repositioned the camera so we could get a close-up view of the Atrix HD. Now I did receive an email here, and I just wanted to show you the notification light. At the very top, you can see right there next to the main speaker, you can see a little green LED pulsating, and that is your notification light. On the front, you also have a forward-facing camera, your AT&T logo here at the bottom, and the Motorola logo. So let's go ahead and take a look around at everything else. Now on the right hand side you have your volume up and down and your sleep wake button, and they've done a real nice job on these buttons. They are metal and they do feel really good to push. Now on the very top you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, your sync charge port, an HDMI out. Now on the left hand side you have a little door here that once you pop it open has two slots, one for your micro SD card and the other for your micro SIM. So go ahead and close that up. The very bottom you do not have anything. On the front you have a little notch here at the bottom, which is your main microphone. And then on the very back you have a little pinhole right here that is going to be your secondary mic. On the very back, of course, you have your Kevlar, your 8 megapixel rear camera that does record video in 1080p, a LED flash, and your main speaker. So let's go ahead and dive on in and take a look here at the lock screen. Now with Motorola's overlay, they've kind of done a nice job here on the lock screen. Once you touch this center button, you are presented with 4 ways to unlock this device. One unlocks to your home page, one goes directly to your dialer, and then to the left there you have your camera shortcut, and the bottom is your SMS shortcuts. So let's go ahead and dive on in and take a look at the rest of the software. Now there is one more nice feature to mention about the lock screen. Right here in the corner you have this little toggle that will mute or unmute the ringer on your phone. So let's dive right into the software. One of the things you will notice right off the bat on this particular, I have it set up with this really interesting widget. Now this is part of Motorola's overlay, but I will have to say their overlay isn't real intrusive. It is almost like a stock ice cream sandwich experience that they've tweaked a little bit. Instead of completely changing it, they've just kind of tweaked it and given it kind of their own touch. Now this widget is really neat. You have a battery meter, of course your weather, and you can add multiple cities to this. Just by flicking this you can add a city. So as you can see, I have my local weather, and once you touch on that it will expand into that and give you your forecast, a lot of information, give you kind of a 4-day forecast at the bottom. I really like that. Now you also have here on the far left hand side you have a clock with the date. You can flip that over for an analog version, and I really like the animation here in this little widget. They've done a really good job. I really like it, especially having the little battery meter. Now one of the other real nice features that's built into this Motorola Atrix HD is the Drive Smart app. Now right here you'll touch it and you can actually set that up and turn it on. So we'll go ahead and go into this, and you can go ahead and set this all up and everything. And you can actually walk through all of these steps and set up this Drive app, and once you touch it you're able to turn it on, and you can come in here into your settings. Now basically what you can do with this app is you can have it set up to do a lot of different features as soon as you turn it on, and you can come in here like there, you can decide if you want the ringer, the GPS on or not. And once you've turned this on, you can preset up all of these criteria that it will go ahead and turn on. So basically once you get into your car you can turn this app on and it will go ahead and turn your ringer all the way up, turn your GPS on, go ahead and pair with the Bluetooth device if that's what you use, and put you directly into the actual drive mode. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look right in here at the dialer. As you can see, it is kind of a resemblance of a stock ice cream sandwich dialer with just a few modifications. Of course, with the Motorola Atrix HD, you do not actually have any capacitive buttons. They are on-screen buttons, as you can see, with your back, your home, and of course your quick launch menu that'll take you into previously launched applications. Now, one of the really neat things they've done with this actual software is any one of their pre-installed apps, some of them you'll see have these little arrows on the side. If you just touch that app and swipe up, it will take you directly into your previously call log. And if you do the same thing on your text and swipe up, it'll take you into this little pop-up window to access your text. Now it also does that on your browser for any of your preloaded shortcuts there. Now it also does it on the task manager. Will take you right into any launch tasks or anything like that, as well as your people and your calendar. And of course you can make folders just by dragging one app on top of another one, and those apps actually will go in folders. The pre-made apps from Motorola, you can actually place those into folders without any problems. So we will go ahead and open this folder, and there's our app. Now, one thing to keep in mind, once you've placed it into a folder, that little pop-up menu no longer functions. So if you like using that little pop-up feature, just keep in mind you cannot place those Motorola apps within folders and that pop-up still work. So I really like that feature, that little tweak that they've done on their applications to give you that little quick pop-up. It makes it really nice. Now, of course, you can, add as many of these screens as you would like. So you can see you can do a blank page or start with a template. And of course you can resume out and see all of those, returning back to your home button. Now of course the camera is 8 megapixel, does record video in 1080p, and it does a very good job of shooting and capturing video. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at the drop down menu. It's pretty straightforward for ice cream sandwich. We have the AT&T logo, you have your date, and of course your full settings. Now while we're in settings, we'll go into more. You have a lot of your Wi-Fi detect, your mobile network, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and scroll on down to About Phone. Now this is running version 4.0.4 of Ice Cream Sandwich, and if you touch on it, you do have that little Easter egg that's hidden within the software. So let's go ahead and return home, take a look at our app drawer. Now, of course, you have a lot of the pre-installed AT&T applications. I've stuck all those in a folder here. You have My AT&T, Yellow Page Mobile, the AT&T Code Scanner, the AT&T Navigator, the Live TV, the AT&T Messaging, the Movie, all those type of things. I do like the folder integration within this launcher that they've done a pretty good job. You have, of course, your Google Music. You can download and stream all your content from the cloud. So I like that feature. You don't actually have to use that internal storage. Now, speaking of internal storage, now this does have a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz processor. So let's go ahead and pull up our storage. Now they say 8 gigabytes is what it has available out of the box. It had 4.97, but it does have a micro SD card slot. As you can see, I've stuck a 16 gig card in here, and you can put up to a 32 gig card without any problems. Now on my website, I will have the full review with sample photos and everything taken with this 8 megapixel camera. This has been my full review of the Motorola Atrix HD for AT&T. Now this does retail for $99 with a 2-year contract, and all that you get for $100, it's a great deal. You get a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz processor with about a gig of RAM, 8 gigs of storage built in with an expandable SD card slot. You have your HDMI out. All of those great features in this nice slim phone for $99 with a 2-year contract. And this has been Roger with iGadgetGeek.